Hello and welcome to another video. Today I wanted to show a replay of a game I just played recently. I'm here in, it's a 2v2. I'm here in the purple and MortyMaine is in the red. He is an IRL friend of mine who just got into the game less than a year ago. So although he's still pretty new, he's actually caught on pretty fast. Today he is playing as the Turks, and he's wanting to try a fast imp strategy. I am playing as the... oh shoot, what am I playing as? Oh, I'm playing as the Goths, okay. My strategy is just like the last video I posted, just go for a really fast castle, boom it out, or defend if I need to. Our enemy is blue is the Spanish, and so with that I'm kind of expecting he'll probably castle drop, do conquistadors. That's usually what Spanish do, so it's kind of what I've been expecting here. Morty has the Cumans in teal to his right, and Cumans, they have a couple different feudal age strategies that they go with. One would be to make town centers and start booming in feudal age, but the other, which can be more annoying, is to make rams in feudal age and start an early attack. And that's exactly what's about to happen. So we'll go fairly quickly through the first part of this game because the point isn't necessarily how well we're doing in Dark Age. It's more about what happens once we start getting to feudal age. And again, Morty's over here. He wanting to try to do the fast imp approach with Turks. It's pretty strong when you get to Imperial Age and can start making bombard cannons and hand cannons quickly. So that's what he's wanting to do. I've taken in my second boar now, also pushing in some deer. Oh, that was a nifty move. Shooting the boar before it was ready, and then moving over there. Morty going for his second boar. Also pushing in deer, or attempting to. Mine are not great either. Our blue guy is still, actually hasn't taken either boar yet, which is surprising. Teal is on his second boar, hasn't taken any deer yet. Let's see what our map's showing. So Morty and I are both out scouting to see who our opponents are. So we're just now starting to realize who has which enemy on our side. So I realize I have Spanish. I'm already on my way to feudal age. And Morty has the Cumans. Now we talked about this at the beginning of the game, that Cumans can go rams. But it's one thing to talk about it, and it's another thing to actually see it happen. And we'll see that happen shortly. Now I'll speed back up a little bit. Actually, the teal guy and I are both getting to feudal age at about the same time. I'll take off the fog of war for a second, and we'll see what he's doing. So he just got to feudal age. He's making a barracks. I am making my market blacksmith and gonna click right up to castle age. Morty's on his way to feudal age a little bit later because he's gonna go fast imp. Blue is also on his way to feudal age, has finally taken those boar. He's heavy on gold right now, but of course we don't see that. Morty making his buildings to go up, but as you can see out here, Teal is prepping something for Morty, and we don't quite see it yet. Let's see, one more. Yeah, okay, so we don't quite see this yet. Morty is heavy on gold because he's wanting to go to imp quickly after he gets to castle. He is on his way to castle age already. I am about to get there. I do have a barracks just in case I need to defend, and I have a few pikemen as well. This is mainly because I was expecting the castle drop from blue. And seeing as he's still in feudal age, I'm like, okay, that's not happening any minute now. But we'll see what's happening with Morty here in a second. I'm actually going to make a monastery and start grabbing some relics, and then I'll start doing some town centers and booming. Speed up. Okay. So this is about when Morty says, uh-oh. He's coming in on my right side here. And that's when I'm like, oh yeah, that's the Cuman ram rush. And we see at least one spearman here. So he's got spearmen most likely inside this ram. And so at this point I'm like, yeah, just make armor. You got to defend against it. So I've got a couple of spearmen. That's all I've got at the moment. He's sending his scout back to try to deal with that, but with the spearmen around, that probably won't do a whole lot. Now the rams are just coming right in. They're going for the jugular. So now Morty's rushing up the barracks, so they'll have at least some military units. And now this is where it gets interesting, because he has to try to fight this off with villagers. And there's another ram, 3 rams. He does garrison the town center with a few vills. He needs to try to micro that the town center is shooting the spearmen and not the rams, because the rams have so much HP, so much pierce armor. But the town center can take out those spearmen, and the villagers actually do a pretty good job against the rams. I'm bringing a few pikemen. I researched the pikemen upgrade, and I'm starting to make more of those just in case they're needed. Still going after the relics. But Morty is able to defend this. So he killed all 3 rams. He's repairing the town center so it doesn't go down. And it's slowly killing off these spearmen. So he's actually lost 9 units. But if we look at the KD on the other side, the Cuman guy's lost 7. So, you know, it's about even. Morty's a little on the wrong side of that, but he's killing the expensive units, the rams, and then they just keep coming. So at this point, he's like, "Oh my gosh, guy, can you just like stop it?" But so again, he has to try to micro, have the town center to shoot the actual military, and use the villagers against the rams. Right now, he's actually fighting the scout with the villagers. But just he has to also make sure to repair, otherwise the villagers, if it gets too low, the villagers can't garrison. Garrison? Okay, now he garrisoned. Might lose this one. Yeah. So those spearmen, there's a lot of them with some fairly low HP. Got one militia out here. That's actually not bad against the spear, especially when they're fighting under the town center there. Meanwhile, Teal is still in feudal age, but he just comes in with more rams, one after another. But that fight is not going Teal's way. Now Morty has 16 kills, 19 deaths, 23 and 18 for Teal. But Morty's done a pretty good job defending against this. I've got a couple more pikes coming in just to... I'm targeting the ram because I'm hoping the town center will take care of the rest. And then it's pike versus spear, so theoretically I win that. I did not research men-at-arms because I felt like it was more important for me to get some units out there to help with this. Now if he just garrisons here, he will kill off the rest of these. Meanwhile, it's about this time that we're thinking, well, we haven't seen anything from Blue, so what's Blue doing? And I actually did have my scout go by there, so you'll see that I could have seen that, but I don't think I noticed in real time. He's actually going archery ranges, which is surprising for Spanish. Spanish don't get upgrades to their archers. They don't even get crossbows. So the only reason they would be doing that is either for skirms, which doesn't really make sense in this case, or for hand cannons, which does make a lot of sense when he's up against me as the Goth. So we'll find that out shortly, but at the moment we don't know that yet. Right now we're just like, okay, we've survived this ram push. I actually start to send some units out to see what's coming in. He's been making a few spearmen, a few cav as well. But you know, with a couple of pikes in here, usually that we've killed that fairly quickly. But yeah, he's already starting another push. This is so many. He's lost 29 units already. Town bell gets rung. Gonna have to defend a few more rams here. And unfortunately, see, the town center is hitting the ram and doing hardly any damage right now. Now Morty has to actually target fire the town center onto the spearman. Meanwhile, that noise you just heard was actually Blue reaching the Imperial Age, and we did not notice that in real time. But like I said, we are right about this time thinking, what on earth is Blue doing? We haven't seen him yet. But that Imperial Age timing should tell us that something else is about to happen. But right now, Morty is just reeling after having to defend this. He's probably killed 10 or 15 rams at this point, and dozens of spearmen. 38 kills, or 38 deaths from the teal guy. I've killed a few with my pikes that I've sent over, but Morty has done the brunt of the work here. These scouts are just not surviving long. I've actually sent this pikeman all the way around to try to target this villager because she's trying to be annoying over here building a tower. But again, we haven't seen anything from the blue guy, and now he's making a siege workshop, which if you're going gunpowder units, the bombard cannons alongside it would be quite the issue. Still more rams coming in, a few spearmen. Morty made his own defensive tower, trying to defend off that tower from teal. And I've made a few more barracks so that I can send more pikemen in, so now you see at least a little bit more defense from me of Morty here, where the main push, the main action has been happening. Meanwhile, I've got 4 relics, and I believe I'm going out for my 5th. Yeah, there's the 5th one coming in. So they haven't contested the relics at all. We're defending the last of these rams. And at this point, I just immediately go back out here. I'm like, okay, whatever you have out here, we're going to kill it out here before it even gets inside. So we've thoroughly pushed back this ram rush. So we're feeling fairly good right now. I mean, Morty's obviously taken a big hit. His resources are probably not looking great. He's got, let's see, I'm new to this capture age thing. He's got 24 villagers and 3 militia. Meanwhile, I've got 78 villagers. Teal over here has 51, and Blue has 49. So yeah, Morty's fallen behind in villagers because he's had to defend so much. But thankfully, because I've been untouched, I've been able to just slowly boom. I've got 3 town centers over here. I've got 3 barracks over here if I need them. I'm actually using the market myself, which is rare. I know I don't use the market as much as I need to. I'm going out here to make a castle, and then I'll click Imperial Age behind it. In fact, I have enough resources right now, if I remember correctly, to where I could click. I just needed the building. Morty this is a good play here to make sure that nothing else comes back in. We're just slowly killing off the forward buildings with the pikes. But meanwhile, look what's coming in from Blue. And again, we don't see this yet. But that's a lot of hand cannons. That's 13 hand cannons and 2 bombard cannons. And although Morty was wanting to go fast imp, he just could not get there because of the rush from Teal here. And now we see all these units coming in, and we're like, oh crap. So this is an Imperial Age army. It's a really strong army. And Morty's just like, oh, I told Morty you probably need to run. And so he's like, I'm going to send these 3 vills out, and we'll see if they make it. I immediately think, okay, I need to build archery ranges. So I plot down 4 archery ranges here. I don't know what villagers are building those. Hopefully they'll come out soon. Hopefully it's not just this one villager. That's a typical move by me. I don't use enough villagers to... Okay, there they are. They're going to make those archery ranges. So I know that in order to defend this, I'm going to need skirms, and I'll probably need pikes too, because Teal is still going cavalry. The bombard cannons are going to be an issue. Morty is just kind of hoping to have a last stand back here with some villagers. Meanwhile, they're just going so hard on Morty that it actually gives me time to prepare. Like I said, I'm already starting to make archery ranges. Morty's gotten some more villagers out. Just needs to task them off to go build new town centers. I think I signaled to him to go ahead and build one back here, maybe another one up here. Actually, yeah, you can see right now in the game, I've signaled those 2 locations for him to build town centers, and he's off to do that now. He's off to build one there. So he's going to live to fight another day. Meanwhile, Blue is honestly wasting his time over here because Morty is clearly dead. More rams are coming in, and there's not many villagers left for him to kill. So having the bulk of his army over here is really not useful. In the meantime, I'm massing up some pikes. I've started to make the skirms. I'm teching into all the things, ballistics, bodkin arrow, the things that I'll need for my skirms to be effective against the hand cannons. And I'm almost to Imperial Age myself. I'm making a couple of petards because I'm actually thinking, what if I counterattacked? And I'm sending my scout over here to make sure there's nothing defending, and there's not. So like this is a deliberate move from my scout to make sure that there's not anything that would be in the way of these petards just breaking this gate and dumping army in. So that's my play next. But Blue is on his way to me now. He's still got a lot of his army back here killing nothing from Morty, just houses. But he is slowly sending some army out this way. The difficulty here is there's multiple different unit types. So we'll watch the fight happen here. You've got the scouts from Teal. Those die to the pikemen from me. And now he's announced his presence by hitting the bombards on my skirms. This is usually the way that I lose a fight to a gunpowder army, is I have the skirms, but the bombards splash on them and kill them before they can take a shot. I'm making actually a few huskarls. Those I'm hoping to loop in behind to the bombards. I'm sending so I'm still trying to mass. I'm avoiding the fight at the moment. Now I see the scouts are out of position. I grabbed them with my spears, so now they're largely not a factor in this fight. He's trying to break in on my walls. I'm going to go ahead and let him attack the pikes with the spears, while my skirms are mostly target firing the hand cannons, and these huskarls are going to come around to the backside to go after the bombards. And this isn't, I have to keep target firing my skirms on the hand cannons, otherwise they'll just try to shoot the bombards because they're closer. Meanwhile, I'm actually clearing up the bombards, which means he got my gate down to 138 out of 2750 HP. So he was really close to breaking in there. There's a ram coming in, but actually gonna probably clear up this whole army of hand cannons, which is an expensive Imperial Age army. Yeah, we've got the rams there. Got a couple of pikes left over to deal with these scouts. I'm gonna kill those rams before they take down my production. And in the meantime, actually, do I see this? I don't see that. But I am, oh, this is when I'll see it. I'm starting to send my petards forward. I'm like, okay, I cleared up that army. Next thing for me is to go with that counterattack I planned. Then that's when I see this TC out here, and I'm like, oh shit, don't let him see my petards. Try to kill those villagers, deny that town center. It looks like I do. And now, actually, if we can see Blue's perspective, can we do that? Nope. Blue. Nope. Okay. I'm not very accustomed to capture age yet. But now is when I'm going to go ahead and go with the bombards in. My units take a terrible regrouping to the back there, but busted down the gate. Now, red. Oh, that's not right. Oh, I changed the colors. Okay, that's better. All right, so he's doing the right thing here, trying to rebuild, or he probably should have just built a gate. But now I'm going in on his eco here, so he's still got some hand cannons here, but not enough. If you don't have enough of them, they're not that effective. You need to have a big group. Meanwhile, Morty's base is fairly well cleared up. There's still some fights trying to happen over here. Sorry about changing the colors like that. See if I can get him back to blue. There we go. Put him back to blue so it makes more sense. So I'm keeping some pikes back here. Got some scorpions actually from teal, but not enough. Meanwhile, blue's eco is hit pretty good by this attack. Although, I mean, my units at the moment are just attacking buildings. There is still more eco back here and some back here, but he's off of food, which you need to make hand cannons. I'm trying to target. This is why I'm not doing much in his base. I'm fighting out here. I'm trying to go after the hand cannons with these skirms. This knight is being an issue, but even these pikes actually take out the scorpions if the scorpions don't have enough mass. I'm slowly actually killing all of this second army that came up from blue and teal here. Blue looks like he wants to make a new base inside of Morty's base. There's actually a lot of gold right here that he could take if he wants to build there. Teal's coming in to try to build a castle there. I'm fighting bombards with skirms, which isn't a great fight. Still got units coming into his base. In fact, I've got the gather point for my barracks up here just to try to make sure this stays open. So if he does try to close this, then it'll be harder for me to break back in again. But I'm also fighting over here. Morty, meanwhile, has already got a pretty good boom considering he was so destroyed at the beginning. But he's actually got, what, probably 10 farms? 15 farms. And a lot of wood villagers here. 21 wood villagers. So he could actually recover. In fact, he's making another town center out here on this gold. So he'll be back in the fight any minute now. Meanwhile, I'm just making sure this hole stays open. I'll occasionally send the raids back in to hit the eco. There I go again to hit that eco. Blue has made a new town center over here. Teal has a 3-town center boom going on. Still making mainly light cav and scorpions. Meanwhile, yeah, my Huskarls actually have so much pierce armor that I don't necessarily mind fighting under castles and town centers. But if there's no eco here to kill, it's not really worth it for me to do that. So I went up here actually and already cleared out this lumber camp area. Now I sent this back here to this other town center. I'm discovering this for the first time. And seeing that, okay, this is where he's taking food now. So this is where my Huskarls are gonna be a problem for him. Another fight over here. This is when I'm finally seeing that he's got castles here. No, I don't see that yet, actually. I saw this castle. I do have some trebs headed over this way. I think they're targeted on this castle, but now is when I'll see this castle going up. Now, I see this ram, but I'm just like, whatever. Let's fight knights versus pikes. I'll take that fight any day. I'm still making a lot more pikes. I've got more skirms just in case I see more hand cannons. There are some hand cannons. He's starting to mass up again. The treb is awkward pathing. He was supposed to come this way, but he ran into some pikes and was like, oh, let me go the long way. Now he's kind of exposed. So I actually, before I start shooting with it, I actually intentionally bring him back around over here so he's more defensible with my army. Now is when I see this castle. Running right into it. Meanwhile, I'm just making sure this stays open. Sending a few units in here or there. He's trying to rebuild all his farms. He's really hurting over there. He's got another town center over here. I don't think I see that yet. Yeah, I don't see that yet. I'm just taking on this castle. I'm like, okay, clearly they're trying to set up a new defense, a new push over here. So let me fight that. I did lose the treb, but that castle is really weak. So, oh, there's some bombards. Okay, that's a problem. But I'm actually taking out these skirms. Scorpions. He's repairing the castle. Let's see. Got a couple more trebs coming out. The pikes are actually taking on the trebs, which is good because, you know, something needs to. I don't have anything else. You need melee damage to take out trebs. I'm still just being a pain to Blue over here in his main eco. He sent some hand cannons back to kill this. That's when I realized, okay, hand cannons are up there, so maybe I need to send some skirms up there. I'm still trying to make some more production buildings here. Just so I can kind of keep up with the fight. Morty, meanwhile, he's still in the castle age, but he's probably gonna be able to click up soon, and then join the fight with his own bombards. In fact, he's building a castle here, so that's a help. It just means that the fight won't come in that way very easily. Killed that first castle with the next round of trebs. Gonna go in for the next one. Meanwhile, I've taken the Huskarls back to the eco again. He's trying to close this hole in his walls, but I'm just not letting him do it. Teal is still going Cavalier at the moment. Making more stables. He did have a few. Uh-oh, probably gonna lose that treb. The pikes were out of position, but he'll lose just about all of those Cavalier. Yeah, he'll lose all that cavalry. So trebs are expensive, but so are Cavaliers. So I'm okay with that trade. I still have one treb going on this castle, which means we will gradually take back control of this area of the map. Okay, so I see these hand cannons in here. There's 9 hand cannons versus 17 Huskarls. Hand cannons have bonus damage against infantry, but he realizes he doesn't have enough. He's running back to the castle. Once the melee units close the distance and actually get there on the hand cannons are really weak. So he's trying to build a market there with some villager. These villagers. Nope, but I got some more Huskarls coming. Meanwhile, there's still another fight over here. I'm fighting some blue bombards, some teal cavalry, some blue hand cannons. Skirms going after the hand cannons, pikes going after the cavalry and bombards. Trebs just shooting anything they can. He did actually get that market foundation down, but I was able to kill it with just a couple of Huskarls, so he's still got a gaping hole in his ass here. And then I see this town center. I realize, okay, that's where Blue's getting eco. We're making that not fun for him. And then Morty is Morty is in Imperial Age now, so he can make bombards. He's got the siege workshops already, so that's what he's planning to do. So once that joins the fight, there's definitely no way back for these guys. Actually killed the town centers with this town center with just Huskarls. So he's got pretty well no eco left in his main base. And this eco here isn't working either. So Blue is really hurt, actually. I might lose that treb. No, I won't. Okay. Teal tried to make some forward stables and didn't happen. Blue still has some villagers here, but no more town center, so no way to really work. It's hard for me to keep up with the trebs. Here's the bombards from Morty. So the reason that the Turks like to go to imp pretty quickly is because they get chemistry right away. So they can immediately make bombard cannons, which is the most powerful unit in the game, the most expensive unit in the game. And we are going to go ahead and make this fight. I think Morty actually signaled that, hey, these blue villagers are trying to leave. So I'm like, no thanks, you're not going to get out this way. They actually die to my halberdiers. Now I lose my skirms to these paladin actually now, but it's okay. Those paladin will eventually fall. I'll keep making pikes to defend this push here. Meanwhile, Blue is building archery ranges in his base. This is actually 10 archery ranges. How are you going to make hand cannons when you got no eco? I don't know, but this is his last push here. I see that, so I actually send skirms in. So sure, you've got hand cannons, but I've got skirms, so you're going to need something else. Meanwhile, this push here. Oh, okay. I think. Yeah, I saw the castle there with the Treb, and so I'm like, hold up. Actually sent the Huskarls in to try to kill the villagers. He's blocking me with the cav. Ooh, that's a good smush on my pikes. But that's the last one he gets. Once they close the distance, they're gonna die. And I do manage to get these villagers eventually. Stop that castle. Morty's got bombards on it. I got a Treb on it. These cav are fighting halberdiers. There's more halberdiers back here. If I could just move them to position. Fighting down this castle in Blue's base as well. There's so much going on all at once when you get to the later stages of this game, of any of these games, really, in Age of Empires. So Morty's actually retreating because he realizes we're going to lose that fight. He wants to come back to the protection of the pikes. Definitely don't blame him. I'm also sending an army up here. This is why it's hard for... He's signaling now. He's like, dude, get your pikes where they need to be. But yeah, it's hard because I'm fighting on both sides here. I got this army fighting the last of Blue's hand cannons. That's actually a lot of hand cannons. Good job, dude. He must have had a lot of resources banked up because he's got no eco right now. Like literally, let's see. He's got 9 villagers. They're all back. No, there's 6 of them back here. Actually, no. All 9 of them are back here. Okay. So those are his last villagers. They're just taking wood. They don't have anything else. He's making hand cannons and bombards, and I've got skirms and trebs. So that's and a couple of Huskarls. Meanwhile, we're about to go back in for another push here. I think Morty's satisfied. I've got enough pikemen that he'll move forward again. I'm not sure actually why Teal made archery ranges. I don't think I saw anything come out of those. Teal's actually got a good mass of paladin here, 32 paladin. But in order to get to the fight, they're going to have to walk through my halbs. And as soon as we see that, yeah, they're going to go after them. Yeah, I actually targeted them back here, so they'll have to run right through them. He's going for my Treb. He might get there eventually. It's low HP, 10 out of 150 HP. But he's losing all his paladin here. Morty's going in with the BBCs. No more paladin. And Morty's got some hussars as well, so trying to convert a couple of units. He's actually blocking his hussar. They couldn't get to the monk. Yeah, now they're calling the GG. So after what looked like defeat in the beginning, when Morty was hit so hard by the double team, it was actually, in the end, us that got the victory. Mainly because they just spent too much time going after Morty. They let me boom. They let me see what they were going. I was able to get into the right units, kill off the main push, go for Blue's eco, and Blue just has absolutely nothing. Teal's about to lose his eco. Yeah, this was just a really good game overall, I thought. And it took a lot for Morty to be able to react to the rams, to fend off so many rams, and then to reboom, get back into Imperial Age. He's made a couple of castles, got bombard cannons and hussar. A good combo to keep the push alive on this side while I was focusing up here mainly. So good job there. Let's see the statistics. So let's look at the military statistics. The economy. Oh, here we go. Okay. Military. Yeah, Goths don't usually have a positive KD. So this is not surprising. I don't mind losing a lot of pikes if it kills your gold units. Morty obviously took a pretty good hit there at the beginning, but came back in the end. Economy, yeah, I just had a really good eco. By far the most wood, food, and gold collected. So I was able to just keep making units. Also, this isn't my best goth castle time, but it was certainly good enough to get the boom going quickly. This was a fast imp from Spanish, which is not what we were expecting. Totally threw us off. We did kind of expect the early feudal from Cuman's, but it was hard to defend from. This really surprised us, and is when the hand cannons and bombards came out. Let's see what else. Villager max, I got a full boom there, 118 villagers. Teal did pretty good. Blue, because of that fast imp means you tend to have poor eco, and then when you get hit like I did on him, obviously he wasn't able to really ever recover. Morty actually recovered back to 89 villagers, which was really good considering how far behind he was there for a minute. Overall, like I said, a pretty strong game, and I don't know, it was a lot of fun. I just wanted to show everybody that.